The extraordinary panel that started us this morning with the heads of state or former heads of state from 5 different countries that had experienced conflict each represents a case study with its own principles that you could derive. And number one, every case will be different. I mean, we must always be very mindful of the specific context of any country. At the same time, I think what we've been able to glean is how important it is that as you move through a transition period, that you pay attention to security. We heard that in the case of Kosovo, Liberia, certainly in Timor-Leste just now. It's important to think about the youth and to engage youth in their own future. And related to that is jobs. Give people a stake in their future and the dignity of supporting their own families. And finally, there's the justice component where if especially you're emerging from a conflict where there's been a lot of killing with impunity, how is it that you as an emerging new country addresses those kinds of justice issues? And again, each country does it differently, from the truth and reconciliation approaches of South Africa to some of the ways in which they've dealt with it in Rwanda post-genocide. But the concepts applied contextually appropriately, I think, are beginning to hold as key principles. We are supporting the national dialogue in Yemen right now. They're going through a very significant transition, emerging from conflict and a very repressive government. They had their Arab Spring, and so it's both helping them set up the mechanics of democracy, everything from the Constitution to elections, and I think almost more importantly is the national dialogue. You're creating an opportunity for people to engage in a discussion with themselves about what does their future look like, what is their identity, what kind of government do they want to have. And we are providing support to the process itself, especially enabling youth and women to be engaged and ensure that you get all those voices at the table who historically have not been at the table.